Will Chelsea brush the Lily Whites aside, or will Tottenham Hotspur leave Stamford Bridge with all 3 points for only the second time in Premier League history? Watch until the end of this preview to hear all of my thoughts on tomorrow's match. Hello people, welcome to my channel, welcome to another video. This is my preview for the match that will be taking place tomorrow evening at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League between Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur, with kickoff at 4:30 PM UK time. So what I'm going to do for you guys in terms of this preview is that firstly, I will run you through the Chelsea team news and only the team news concerning the Chelsea first team. I will then be giving you guys my lineup based on the Chelsea team news that I shall be giving you guys very shortly. And lastly, I'll be giving you guys my score prediction. So without further ado, let's get straight into this preview. So we shall begin by taking a look at the Chelsea team news. And yes, in this preview, I only have one piece of information for you guys in regards to the Chelsea first team, and it concerns three of our defenders in Andreas Christensen, Trevor Chalobah, and Reece James. And this story explains that Andreas Christensen will not be available as he is continuing his self-isolation, as he must have tested positive for COVID-19. So he'll be out, he will not be available for tomorrow's match. The second part of this story, which concerns Trevor Chalobah, explains that he will not be available, although he is closing in on a return to training, which is great news. And the final piece of news in regards to this story, or the final section of this story, shall I say, that concerns Reece James, also explains that he is on the way to returning, but will not. Oh my god, let me start that again. This story explains that Reece James will not be returning anytime soon, but he is on the way to returning, if that made any sort of sense. But yes, that is it for the Chelsea team news, and I cannot lie, it's not been looking too good. It's not looking good for our defenders, because that of course means that some players in our defence will keep having to play, and that of course is not good given the schedule we're about to embark on. But yes, that's all that I have for you guys in regards to the Chelsea team news. We shall now move on to my lineup based on the team news that I've just given you. Let's get into it. Now I am going to run you through my lineup based on the team news that I've just given you. And yes, I will start off by talking about the formation that I've chosen. And yes, that is a 4-2-3-1. And if that comes as a surprise to you, then it comes as a surprise to myself, because I normally go with a 3-4-3/3-4-2-1, because that's the formation that we've used the most under Thomas Tuchel so far. But I personally just don't believe that we have the personnel to use that formation just now. So that's why I've gone with a 4-2-3-1. Yes, we used it against Brighton and Hove Albion, and that didn't really go to plan, did it? But I think that's just down to the fact that some of the players that played just did not turn up, and caused us to not get what we needed from that game. But yes, for reasons that I've already mentioned, I think that we should go with this formation. And in terms of the personnel that I've chosen, I've gone with Kepa in goal, because he was not at fault for the goal against Brighton, or the goal we conceded against Brighton. He couldn't have done anything about that. That header was far too close to him. No keeper saving that. So no blame should be put on him whatsoever. I actually felt that he was our best player. Let me rectify that. I actually thought he was our best player in that game. So for me, he goes in goal. Moving into the back four now. And obviously we're going to go from right to left. In the right back spot, I've gone with Cesar Azpilicueta, because he's the only one that can play there. And I don't think that this is a time for us to experiment. But yes, I've gone with Cesar Azpilicueta in that position. We all know he can do a job there. It's the position he started off at the club in, so we all know he can do a job there. In terms of the centre-back pairing, I've gone with Thiago Silva and Antonio Rudiger, because we all know what they can offer when they're playing together. We've seen it. We've seen it since they've been at the club, and it's something that has caused Spurs problems in the past. I mean, Thiago Silva got man of the match in the reverse fixture, so for me, he has to play, and not just because of that, but because we know that he is someone who can do a job in the centre back position, and we all know that the same can be said about Antonio Rudiger. So why not stick them both together? And plus, we're gonna most likely be coming up against Harry Kane anyway, so I think that those two can do a job on him. Fingers crossed they do a job on him if they start. But yes, that's the centre back pairing that I've gone with. And now to complete my back four, I've gone with Marcos Alonso in the left back position. Honestly, we'll just have to see. Um, we'll just have to see, won't we? But yes, I've gone with Marcos Alonso in the left back position. Yes, he did not have the best game against Brighton. He got caught out a number of times, and he got himself booked as well, and that just allowed Brighton to target that side. And thankfully, he didn't get booked again. But yes, I've gone with Marcos Alonso in that left back position, and that completes my back four. In terms of the two just ahead of the back four, I've gone with Mateo Kovacic and N'Golo Kante. And the reason why I've done so is because N'Golo Kante, yes, he is sort of a 6-8 hybrid, but he can do a job as a defensive midfielder. And I think that with Mateo Kovacic's blinding ability to drive with the ball and resist opposition press or presses, shall I say? I think that it would be a good idea to put him in a deeper role so that he can drive from deep and create spaces from deeper positions. Because I feel that we will need that again. I think that we will need that against Tottenham Hotspur. Let me start again. I think that we will need that against Tottenham Hotspur tomorrow. So that's why I've gone with those two in a double pivot. And in terms of the three just ahead of them, I've gone with Hakim Ziyech in the right wing position. Yes, he scored the goal. He scored a goal from distance, and that is something that we desperately need from us because we keep trying to weave our way into the opposition box, and you guys are probably accustomed to you guys are probably accustomed or used to hearing the aforementioned. You guys are probably used to hearing me say this. It's not always guaranteed that we're going to be able to weave our way into the opposition box, so we need to start taking shots from distance. Um, but yes, he scored a goal from distance. It was a good goal. Yes, you can put a question mark on his overall performance, but for me, he does offer that. He does offer the ability to take. He does offer the ability to take shots from distance. So I think he should be playing in tomorrow's game. If he doesn't start and if Callum Hudson-Odoi maybe starts down that side, then I wouldn't mind too much. But yes, I've gone with Hakim Ziyech in the right wing position. In the attacking midfield position, I have gone with Kai Havertz. He needs to play. We need someone of his ability in that number 10 position, especially if we're going to play this formation anyway. But regardless of the formation we're going to play, he needs to be playing. He absolutely needs to be playing. We need someone who can just unlock the door, someone who can glide with the ball, and Kai Havertz is the definition of that. So for me, he has to start in the number 10 position. That's if we're going to play it in this formation anyway. But I'll say it again, if we're not going to play this formation, he has to start anyway. But yes, now to complete the attacking midfield trio, if you like, I've gone with Callum Hudson-Odoi in the left wing position. Honestly, Christian Pulisic hasn't been too great recently. Yes, he got that goal against Liverpool, but he hasn't been too great recently. And we need someone who can be consistent. And honestly, we don't have too many players in the attacking areas that have been too consistent. So I've just had to pick Callum Hudson-Odoi anyway. But yes, that completes my attacking midfield trio. And now to complete my lineup, I've gone with Timo Werner up front. Honestly, he needs to start as well. We need someone who is brilliant with their movement, and Timo Werner is, again, the definition of that. Yes, his finishing needs some work, but that will come with time. But his movement is excellent, and with the way he looks play with other players around him, I think we'll need that against Tottenham Hotspur tomorrow. So I think he needs to start. But yeah, that's why I've gone with Timo Werner up front, and that is the lineup that I've gone with. Please, guys, do drop your lineups in the comment section below, and I'll do my very best to respond. Here is a graphic showing you guys the formation that I've chosen and the personnel that I've chosen for my lineup. we shall now move on to my score prediction and conclude this preview by doing so. Let's get into it. Now, to finish off this preview, I am going to give you guys my score prediction, and I'm going to be as honest as I possibly can. I've gone over 1-1 draw because I just don't see us winning, especially if we play the way we've been playing recently. And I can even see us losing this game, especially if Tottenham Hotspur play the way they did against Leicester City in tomorrow's game, because they were excellent and deserved to win that game. So if we turn up the way we did against Brighton and Tottenham Hotspur turn up the way they did against Leicester City in tomorrow's game, then personally I believe we're in big trouble, because that was an excellent performance by Spurs. Yes, I normally have faith in my team and I'm normally expected to have faith in my team, but I'm just running out of it just now because of the way these players have been performing. Hopefully they prove me wrong in tomorrow's game, and I really hope that they do. I want to be proved wrong. I want to see us win. I want to see us especially get the job done against these lot, because you should all know that I do not like Spurs whatsoever. But I've gone over 1-1 draw. Again, hopefully they prove me wrong, but that is why I've gone over 1-1 draw. That is it for this preview. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you very soon. Come on, you Blues. Come on, Thomas Tuchel. Please beat Tottenham Hotspur at Stamford Bridge, and peace. Come on, Chelsea.